Welcome back. So there's a big party going on in Cincinnati right now, and the Bengals are in Super Bowl 23. We now turn our attention to the NFC Championship game. At halftime, the 49ers had a 14-3 lead. We join play on San Francisco's first drive of the third quarter. They have a first down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Commentators are John Madden and Pat Summerall.
First down, San Francisco, Montana. Gets it upfield to Taylor. That should be enough for another first down. The 45, 11 yards.
You know, Joe Montana's had a bad elbow and bad ribs and a bad side. We know about the bad back. And I thought he had lost some arm strength, but in the last 2 weeks, he has really gotten some zip back in that arm. I don't know exactly what it is. No, one time he lost some weight. He's gained the weight back. But today, he is zipping that ball.
And, well, he has to in weather like this, wind like this. That's Rathman straight ahead. Outside the 45, a pickup of 2, stopped by Dan Hampton.
You see that play, Pat? That's the old sucker play. Watch what they do is they take the left guard and they pull him this way to make this guy come. Then they run the back in there without any block. They call that a sucker trap. Watch the left guard. He's going to pull to his right. You see, the center blocks back, and they don't block those guys. And they're supposed to pursue it. When they don't, you run into an air ball.
That guy's played in there a long time. This is Craig. Out of bounds in Bear territory. Shoved out by Singletary. But he got 6 yards.
Hey, I think that battle's about even, that battle between Singletary and Roger Craig. The one that the Bears are losing or have lost in that first half is the one between Rice and the secondary.
3rd and 3. 49ers at the Bear 47. They lead 14-3. We're just underway in quarter number 3. That's John Frank on the move, and Montana back to throw it. And down he goes, up and out to Rathman. And Rathman hammers down to about the Bear 35 before he is stopped by Singletary. A pickup of 11.
I think Montana hurt his leg on that. I think he hurt his left hamstring. He's grabbing that. That's the second time that he slipped in that same area. But that's pretty good. Coming back, watch him to come back and then slip, then recover from the slip. You see, it's when he's planting both times, then step up, find the guy, and get a first down.
I think it's on that paint where they've got the Bear insignia that's frozen. The paint's frozen. This is Craig. He's not frozen. Craig to about the 25. Durison on the stop. 11-yard gain. Or close to it.
Well, the 49er offense has the Bear defense off balance, and they've done that with mixture. I think the thing that really started it when they were able to hit Jerry Rice. And then I think that took and softened up that Bear defense a little, where they just couldn't play run all day. And that's what Rice will give you. And now they don't know whether to play run aggressively, sell out for the run, or to play soft for the pass. And that's exactly where you want a defense.
You remember Bill Walsh saying last week before they beat the Vikings, and you asked him what he thought he had to do. He said, we just got to stay in sync. And they look like they're in sync for the last 2 weeks.
Well, they got in sync last week, and then they just kept it all week and brought it here to Chicago thus far today.
1st and 10, 49ers at the Bear 25, just outside it.
Bears are trying to fire this crowd up for one more shot for them.
Rathman. Spinning couple. Stopped by Steve McMichael.
I think the Bears realize here again the finality of this, and they're going to get a turnover. I feel if the Bears are going to get back into this game, they have to do it, one, with their defense, and by making a big play through a turnover. And you can see that they're going for it and going for getting turnovers, but they can't get them.
2nd and 7. Here's Montana back to throw the 5 out of bounds by Maurice Douglas. Another good throw by Montana.
I'll tell you, that was a great pattern by Jerry Rice. He's going to come in like he's going to the post and then go back to the corner. Watch him, 80 here. Now he comes like he's going in, and then he just goes back to the outside on Mike Richardson. Richardson didn't have a chance.
Just went right by him.
He did. You know, that was one of the things that last time the Bears bumped Jerry Rice around. So this time, the 49ers are moving him through motion so that they can't get a hit on him.
First and goal from the 5 is Wilson, but that's Jerry Rice. And a diving completion. He says he caught it. We got to have another look at that one. I thought he caught it too.
I did too. I don't know what he said no, because he didn't go out of bounds either. I don't understand that one. Maybe we'll see something here we didn't see with our raw eyes. Oh, I see what they're saying, that the ball hit the ground. Yeah. I thought he was giving a signal he didn't have control before he went out of bounds. He's saying that he didn't have control. That's a heck of a reaction there.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know. They're not reviewing it. Oh, yeah, they are now. Now they're going to review it. I think for effort you can give the guy a touchdown. I think if they do give the guy the touchdown, I think the game's over.
I think you're absolutely right. The ball did touch the ground. There's no question about that.
Well, watch Jerry Rice, how he makes the turn here.
Please reset the 45-second clock to 10.
Yep, I guess that's not a catch, huh?
I guess not.
10 seconds, please. 10.
I think that's one you could probably go either way.
I think that's probably right. It's going to stand as it was called, and that is that the ball did touch the ground and it's incomplete.
And I think they had to do that. I think they had to let it stand as it was called.
So it's 2nd and goal from the 5.
Jerry Rice is still some athlete with that play, though.
I'll tell you. Here's Roger Gray. Just nudged it inside the 5, run out of bounds by Singletary and Hampton.
I think the Bears defense knows right now when you just start this third period and the 49ers have had the ball this long and it's 14-3, you got to keep them out of here. You got to make the play. Because if they get another one with the weather getting worse here, it can get to a point where it's almost impossible.
9:39 left to play. 3rd and goal at the 5 now. Rice is split wide left. Montana, touchdown. John Frank, the tight end. His 3rd of the day, Montana.
And then with a 3 last week, I'll tell you, 2 super games for Joe Montana. Joe Montana was looking on that pass for Jerry Rice, and he came back to John Frank. And I think that was a great drive on the road by the 49ers against a fired-up Bear defense coming out of a locker room.
That'll put out some of the fire. Montana's 15 out of 22, 245 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 to Rice, 1 to Frank. Cover for the extra point with Young holding.
Kick is good.
Well, you remember the Super Bowl we did in Detroit, in Pontiac, Cincinnati, and San Francisco.
Could very well be a repeat of those same 2. A little different coaching staff on one side, though.
9:33 left in the 3rd, and the 49ers lead it 21-3.
So John Frank's touchdown quietens the crowd. But can the Bears fight back? Join us after the break to find out.
Something special's on the menu at Wimpy. Because together with the makers of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wimpy are offering you the chance to win a trip to Walt Disney World or one of 800 Roger Rabbit watches. Wimpy, for your favorite burgers, chips, and shakes, and the chance to rendezvous with Roger Rabbit.
Won't you come on over tonight? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At last. You look great.
Thanks. Uh-oh. I clashed with a car. Self-leveling suspension.
Right.
This is nice.
She doesn't like music. There we go. Oh, better? Here goes. Do you fancy a coffee?
Original. Bit flash. Oh.
Ah. Self-leveling.
Suspension.
Stupid gadget.
Citroen BX GTI. Loves driving, hates garages.
Hi there, I'm Peel the Seal, and I'm here to reveal new Bird's Cuppers. All you do is peel the seal. Then add hot water to reveal all that delicious taste of peel. Aha! Soups and chocolate, coffee too. Each freshly opened just for you. So for that seal of quality and taste of peel, it's new Bird's Cuppers and Peel the Seal.
Dad?
New Kleenex Velvet Toilet Tissue. Now even more velvety soft.
Dad?
What?
I think you should grow a beard.
New Kleenex Velvet. Softness is our strength.
Now the Condor's no pricey. Oh, Condor mild. Same old Condor, such a mild have been sort of thing. Oh, well, welcome aboard, old boy. Yes, I vividly remember my first pipe full of Condor. We were just rounding the Cape. Bit of a typhoon going up. The captain turned to me and said, "What time is
Nothing
it?"
should disturb that Condor moment.
Welcome back. We rejoin play early in the fourth quarter with the Bears desperately needing to score some points. They have a first down and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Gentry split wide to the right. McMahon back to throw it. Going deep. Gentry incomplete. Tim McKyer with excellent coverage. It's hard to throw it in that direction that deep.
And the Bears are forced to do that now. I think that's what we saw. The 49ers, by coming out, getting that drive in the third quarter, getting ahead 21-3, then playing a softer defense, and now getting into the fourth quarter, have forced the Bears to have to press now. And they have to try and get the ball deep. They can't sit and dink off and do those type of things. They have to get a big one.
2nd and 10 now. Bear ball at their own 40. The handoff is to Sanders. And the 49ers are equal. Romanowski and Fagan. Fuller.
I think that's a big thing. Fuller, they really haven't been able to keep him out of there.
Thermometers down on field side. And you can see every reason why it would be difficult to maintain any sort of traction. Sanders is an injured bear. 21-3. The 49ers over the Bears. Here's that last play again. Play by Fuller.
And we were talking about Fuller being all over the place. He has the interception. When they throw, he's back there. And when they run, he's up on the line of scrimmage. Jeff Fuller's having a career day today. They thought the guys from San Francisco, the weather would bother them. 20 below, they couldn't play. I'll tell you one thing, both sides of the ball, this 49er team has played today.
3rd and 13. There's McMahon. And again, he stays out of the pocket. Finally gets it out to Buster. Can't find a handle. And the Bears will have to punt it.
And I can think now that you can see the frustration on the Bears, both sides, both their offense now. I think we saw it the last time the defense was in there. Again, you can see it slipping away. They can feel it slipping away. But I think all the credit goes to the 49ers because they made it slip away.
John Taylor back deep for the 49ers. Ryan Wagner, the Bear punter, off the side of his foot again. Tough to kick today. Taylor is hit down at about the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. 37-yard punt. It turned out to be a return of 6. That's for Taylor. Incomplete. Bestie Jackson, the defender, at the last second.
John Taylor's trying to say he was being held. That's right. There are some guys in this game that are going to make it today. I think some guys should make some team just for showing up and performing in this type of weather, because it really hasn't been evident. The minus 20 hasn't been evident in the play.
It looks so, as you and I were talking before the game, it looks so innocent from up here.
Oh, when you're just looking at it in pictures, it is innocent. Everyone said, "Oh, what are they talking about? Weather." Get down there, and it's a different world.
That's Rice on the move. Missed the handoff to Roger Craig. Craig to about the 38. Gain of 9, stopped by Maurice Douglas. And they keep that clock running.
One thing as this game speeds up, Pat, sometimes you get the feeling that you play faster in cold weather. If you notice that the teams don't tend to spend as much time in the huddle. I mean, it's kind of boom, get in, get out, and go play. And they don't want to spend a lot of time standing around. They want to get with action.
Dan Hampton just came out. Dick Shapura took his place. Hampton has had 7 knee operations. Here's the reverse to Rice. And a first down for the 49ers. Well executed. Stopped by Harris. Here's Mike Tomczak.
Well, yesterday when I talked to McMahon, he told me that on the airplane coming back from Swanee, Georgia on Friday, Mike Ditka came up to him and says, "You're going to start because I think you're the healthiest." And he said, "The other reason is you're 3-0 against the 49ers. And he said, "But I'll tell you what, if you don't do well, I'm going to take you out of there." Of course, it's a fourth quarter until he does it.
They haven't been able to get anybody open. That's Craig again. He is stopped by Shapura. Second down now, San Francisco. Craig trots in motion, and Montana's going to put it up. Has Rathman wide open. He slipped down, but still managed to get a first down.
I think Joe Montana's doing some of this play calling or reading on his own, because that was one of the things he told us last night. He said, I would just like to see us get the ball more to Rathman. He said, I know Roger Craig's a great player and all these other guys, but he said, I think has done a lot for us, but I think if we featured him a little more, he could even do a lot more for us. And then he came out here and did this today.
Rathman's one of those guys who looks like he lives in his uniform. And he slipped down on that paint again. That part of the field.
Yeah, he's a football player.
Almost.
You know, when you just look at him, he just looks like a football player. With the kind that comes to training camp and has the, you know, the shoes tied over his shoulder. And
right, he looks like he's still got them in there.
Yeah, he has an extra pair of shoes under the shoulder pads.
2nd down and 9.
But I think the 49ers needed some of that, and if you look at the type of day they had, they're almost perfect. No penalties, 1 turnover, only 2 quarterback sneaks, and they've only had 10 incomplete passes all day.
It's Craig again. And there's no way that he's going to be tired or ever show any sign of being close to being fatigued.
Yeah, I saw him one time in the locker room with no clothes on, and he is really chiseled out. I mean, he lost 10 pounds, and he is probably as close to the perfect weight for a running back as you can get.
About 212, 210, something like that. When he was a fullback, he was heavier, and he said he felt like a fullback. Now he looks like a greyhound.
Oh, yeah, and he runs hills, and you know, he has massages after games and all those things. He really takes care of his body.
That's Rathman for the 1st down inside the 35. Sean Smith made the stop.
See Steve Wallace here, 74. He's the guy I think that's been doing an excellent job on this 49er team. I think last week against the Vikings he played great. And I think today he's played super.
Well, he said during the week he didn't think that the 49er offensive line got enough respect. Now they do.
He's the guy when he first started playing, he'd be in a fight after every play. He said he was trying to get respect. Then the coaches have had to really calm him down.
That's Rathman straight ahead, hit by Singletary.
But hey, he gets on a block and stays with him. You see him that time blocking Jim Morrissey? Steve Wallace just fires out, gets on his guy, and just keeps driving him. You know, he was from Auburn, and he blocked there for Bo Jackson. But watch him when he gets on a linebacker. He just smothers the guy. I mean, he doesn't just take him a yard or two. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards back he takes him. He's a good player.
Up in his face. Yeah, he is. 2nd down and 5. And off to Craig. Down to about the bare 27-yard line. Stopped again by Singletary.
You know, and I think it's guys like Steve Wallace and John Frank and Tom Rathman, the guys we talked about, that have really changed this 49er team to, you know, these are kind of the spirit guys, the tough guys, the fighters, the guys that are always going after you. And for years, the 49er team was a kind of a finesse team, and they didn't like it. And then with those 3 guys and their personalities, they changed to, hey, we're not a finesse team. We'll get after you pretty good, this group.
Plus, they've gotten so much better on defense. Montana has a man wide open. It's Roger Craig. Craig inside the 10 to about the 5. We said earlier we'd like to congratulate Sam White. We'd like to do it in person right now. Sam, congratulations to you and the Bengals.
Yeah, I'll tell you, great job, Sam. Not only today, but the whole season and the comeback and everything that you've done and gone through. You really deserve everything you got.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. It's been a great year.
I tell you, it has been, and you know, and the way that they played in that stadium and not losing a game at home. The guy in that organization deserves a heck of a lot of credit.
This is Rathman touchdown. And Sam White and his Cincinnati Bengals will be playing in the Super Bowl against San Francisco.
see Tom Rathman ran that touchdown in there. The first guy to get in there and congratulate him was his old running back buddy from Nebraska, Roger Craig. Because Tom Rathman has been the guy that's had a block most of the year for Craig. And once in a while, it's nice to get the old blocker a touchdown.
Hofer for the extra point with Young holding. Bengals, of course, eliminated Buffalo earlier, and the 49ers are going to eliminate the Bears today. 6:53 left. Another impressive drive by San Francisco. 12 plays, 70 yards. They kept the ball 6 minutes, 53 seconds. Rathman got the touchdown from 4 yards out.
So Tom Rathman's touchdown makes the score 28-3 and ends any hope the Bears had of going to Super Bowl 23. The 49ers ran down the clock and then celebrated an NFC championship victory. After the game, CBS's Brent Musburger talked to the 49ers coach, Bill Walsh.
Bill, what about the conditions out here in Soldier Field? How'd they compare?
I'm freezing. They made a big issue of it in the Chicago press. The crowd did, and I believe them. It was cold, but believe it or not, it might have been in our best interest.
You had some nice things to say about Joe Montana while we were away briefly.
Well, in my mind, this could have been his greatest game under the conditions, under the pressure. And with all he had to prove, this may have been his best game.
Okay, an old friend of yours is standing by. Put on this headset right now, Coach Walsh. I want everybody to know that Sam Weish, who is taking the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl, he was brought back from the obscurity of a sporting goods owner. He was developing a franchise in the Southeast. And, Sam, I know you have some congratulations to pass along to your former boss, Bill Walsh.
Well, Bill's a great friend, and I congratulate you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, Sam. We've been through a lot together, and I guess we have one more experience together.
Yeah, and I've been watching the ball game. Your team's playing well. We had a big win for us today, and this is kind of the end of a storybook year for us, as you know, and the rematch is just super.
Well, it really is, and congratulations, Sam. I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to bring that team back, and you did, so congratulations.
So both coaches happy to be in Super Bowl 23. Let's see if they're as cordial in a fortnight's time. So it's the Bengals against the 49ers in Super Bowl 23. And for the 7th year, you can see the game live here on Channel 4. In 2 weeks' time, on January the 22nd, along with John and Walter, I'll be bringing you our preview show at 5:55, to be followed at 9:45 by the game itself. And this is the first look at the game program, which will be available throughout Great Britain from all major newsagents in a week's time. It promises to be one of the best Super Bowls ever, and I hope you'll join us in Miami in 2 weeks. But first, I'll be back with you on Tuesday at 5 o'clock, and the program will be repeated at 11:30. So with our congratulations to Cincinnati and the 49ers, we wish you all a good night's sleep. Good night.
We're now going over to the studios of ITN for a news report.
"32 people are now known to have died when a British Midland 737 crash-landed on the M1 in Leicestershire. The Heathrow to Belfast plane came down at Kegworth, just south of Junction 24, after the pilot reported an engine fire. 126 were on board. The pilot, Kevin Hunt, survived but is badly injured.
The Boeing 737 had been trying to make an emergency landing at East Midlands Airport. It crashed just a mile short on the M1 motorway. coming to rest on an embankment. Emergency services were at the scene almost immediately. The pilot had radioed ahead to warn that he was in trouble. Amazingly, most of the 125 passengers survived. Many, trapped in the wreckage, had to be cut free by fire crews. Here, a woman, bloodied but alive, is gently eased to safety. Among those to help were motorists who'd narrowly avoided hitting parts of the shattered plane.
Well, I was coming down the motorway and we saw a light in the sky, you know, obviously an aircraft, and as though something dropped off it. And fuel sparks, you know, then we lost sight of it over the trees. And as we come further down, we saw all the smoke on the embankment. Just stopped the vehicle and ran down to it, you know, and just started getting the bodies out of the plane.
It's now believed 32 people died, but several passengers were still trapped hours after the crash. Many survivors suffering serious injuries have been ferried to hospitals in Nottingham, Derby and Leicester.
3 hospitals are treating the injured. 50 have been brought to the Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham. Many are in a serious condition. They include a 6-month-old baby boy who has had serious head injuries. Volunteer and off-duty staff rushed in to cope with the emergency. Blood donors are on standby.
I think the operating theatres are likely to be working all of the night and probably some of the time tomorrow.
How many operating theatres?
7 operating theatres are available at the moment.
The emergency number for people wanting information is 01897 6333. That's 01897 6333.
That was a news report from the studios of ITN. Well, next this evening, we return to our published programme with a performance, specially realised for television, of Mozart's Violin Concerto in G major with Bettina Boller.
As well as being tested in the Arctic and the Sahara, the new Audi Coupe has been tested on the world's toughest streets. Its four-wheel drive coped admirably with the ups and downs of the urban jungle, while its smooth acceleration left some of the locals standing, as thankfully did its electronic ABS.
Money's gone.
There was, however, one small local difficulty that the new Audi Coupe failed to overcome. Because, sadly, not everyone who helped test it bothered to report the results.
Sometimes you keep some special cars in a special place, sir.
Vorsprung durch Technik. Oh, and have a nice day.
Every day, thousands of jobs are waiting to be filled. In fact, 1 in 3 firms predict skill shortages will affect output. That's why the government is investing in employment training, and why companies like IBM, Wimpy, Sainsbury's, Pilkington, Ferranti International and ICI are committed to ET. So let's train the workers without jobs to do the jobs without workers. For details, phone 0800 24 6000.
Kevin, where exactly did you bury the car?
In the sand. I'm not helping much, am I, Dad?
No, but I know a man who can.
Can you fix it?
Not this time. But I know a man who can.
Well, do you know how to get Gerald to Chester without going under any low bridges?
No, but I know a man who does.
Whatever your motoring problem, you'll find the answer is joining the AA. The AA.
We're all you need to know.
Are you the man who can?
He most certainly is.
This is very nice of you.
He's a very nice
You're
man.
a very nice man.
I like it.
You're a very nice man. A very, very nice man.
No, very nice.
I want to grow up in a place where people don't mug other people. I want to grow up where kids don't sniff glue. I want to grow up in the street where my gran can open the front door without being frightened.
Is this too much to ask? A lot of people think it isn't.
And my dad can leave his car without the radio getting nicked. I want to grow up in a block
More
of
than
flats.
1.5 million people have already got this handbook to help them crack crime. It's full of ideas to help protect our families, our property, and our communities. Phone 01569 7000 for your free copy now.
Please, please.
Please.
Crime. Together we'll crack it.
You're watching Channel 4.